If you have been referred to Access to Work for a workplace assessment, then you might find this information useful. A workplace assessment is essentially a one-to-one meeting for about an hour and a half with a person that works for a company that Access to Work has outsourced this service to. Access to Work, bear in mind, deal with all types of disability for Access to Work claims, and ADHD is only about 20% of what they deal with. So the person that you get may or may not be very well versed in neurodiversity or ADHD. It basically depends on who you get. So bearing this in mind, I think it's a good idea to come prepared to your assessment. So think about the things that you think might be useful for you in terms of the challenges that you experience, but also in terms of what you know at this stage might be useful and helpful for yourself. To that end, I've actually created a spreadsheet with a long list of different things that you can ask for from Access to Work. The spreadsheet was basically created because I had lots of clients asking me what you could, what can you actually get from Access to Work? What can you ask for? And I started building on what I knew as a coach would be really helpful to clients, but also looking at what they then got awarded and essentially what you could actually get. So the document lists all types of things that you can ask for, like apps, physical equipment, software, subscriptions, and support like a coach or support workers as well. You can use the document to get ideas and deduce for yourself what might actually work for you. It kind of gets you off that dreaded blank page as well. So it gives you lots of suggestions and then you have to kind of distill it down. When you work with an ADHD coach, this is often included in the process. Like you would look at your strengths and your processing modalities and what would help you specifically when it comes to procrastination or time management, for example. But if that's not available to you, then I hope that the spreadsheet is the next best thing. So in the spreadsheet, each aid is connected to an ADHD symptom and challenge, because to justify whatever you might need, it should relate to your needs with regards to your disability. And in the context of Access to Work, ADHD and neurodiversity is a disability. So essentially, the reason you applied for your Access to Work grant needs to be, you need to be able to give examples of. There's also examples, however, that might help you justify that particular aid with regards to a symptom. So I'm going to give you an example from the spreadsheet. So a video communication tool, for example. So things like Loom or Vidyard, where you can quickly and easily record a video for a client or a supplier or somebody that you work with on a regular basis, can be internal as well. And the types of symptom that it is alleviating are things like communication, expression, task management. It reduces barriers, it reduces friction, obstacles to communication and to communication with others, and can therefore reduce anxiety as well. So the types of things that we would say in order to explain how this is justified with regards to ADHD are it keeps me from procrastinating on writing emails, supports me to complete these types of communications with less friction and less time. It helps me communicate both visually and verbally at the same time, which suits my natural way of communication style. It reduces my anxiety with regards to sending messages and any concern on how they will be received. I find it easier to talk through complicated information rather than writing it, and it's quicker for me to record a video rather than agonizing over an email for ages. It's not, some of that's word for word, some of it is kind of the gist of it, but there are several examples for each aid because each example might not apply to you, so it gives you a variety of options. You don't ask for all of the things in the spreadsheet, but the ones that are truly going to be helpful to you and with regards to your work. It might feel a bit weird coming into an assessment saying, oh, I'd like this and I'd like that. But if you think a lot of the time, they really tend to appreciate that, especially if the assessor that you're having is not particularly well versed in ADHD and neurodiversity. You're basically helping them help you. they need to justify in their paperwork why they are awarding you an aid. So it's a win-win, really. It also, like, if you end up with an assessor that doesn't necessarily have much experience with ADHD or neurodiversity, they're not going to be able to suggest proactively to you what might be useful to you. So I don't think you've got much to lose, to be fair. And what's the harm in asking? I hope that's helpful.